What's up, everybody? Knuckles here, and just wanted to let you guys know that I am still working on the Jackie Gleason Depot. I got a major part for Adam that I'm working on right now. Um, and this actually crossed my mind while I was editing at the same time as well. My The plan that I have for the Jackie Gleason routes that are in Red Hook right now. Um, it's such an easy thing to really, well, almost, I shouldn't say easy, but almost an easy thing to solve. One of the things that I was gonna say, and this is I also state in the review as well, is having the 61, of course, go back to Queens, things like that. 62 still be around, yeah, but it's like cut to downtown Brooklyn, things like that. Because the 61 was good pay for everybody that was in Jackie Gleason Depot. I mean, that's a fact. That is a fact within a fact. And having a 77 return, going from of course like Coffee Street, back in the back where it was before, to instead Winter Terrace, where the 61 goes now. So like basically having a 77 go all the way straight up 9th Street, from what is it? From Coffee Street, goes up 9th Street, things like that. From the back, goes to IKEA, stops at IKEA, makes a turn on Dwight, go down Lorraine, things like that. The same usual business. And then heads to 9th Street, things like that. Go straight up from 9th Street up to, of course, Winter Terrace, things like that. Where it meets up to 68, 69, all that stuff. And the 77 ends from there. So I mean that in itself is a plan that I've been like thinking about for years at this time. Of course, the 77 was gone, pretty much died in 2010, which was still stupid in the first place, but still. And of course, they made the 61 take over that route and also the 75 route. So it's like, they could have done a thing where it's like, okay, the 61 completely out of Grand Avenue. We're gonna cut that from like Queens. It's gonna go from Queens Plaza down to freaking, downtown Brooklyn and things like that. But no, because of course, you can't take the Red Hook out of the 61 because that's Red Hook's bus. Another one of Red Hook's bus. So. Then there's that. The whole 57 thing, it's still stupid. I mean, till this day, we all still think it's stupid. I mean, even though I'm not in the Red Hook anymore, but it's like, it's still stupid. It's, it's smart and stupid at the same time, because it's like, okay, yeah, it's a great way to get a bus down there, but it's like, it's stupid because it's like all that freaking trip, and you only get like one bus every damn near 30 minutes or some shit like that. It's the way the 57 runs. It's just weird. You get like every 361s, there's like a 57 to show up. It's just so weird. It's like they run it like how the 75 used to run, and that route, the whole Court Street thing, that was the whole thing with the 75. So, what the thing is, like my plan that I had before was having the 61, of course, go to Queens, have the 77 go from Red Hook to Winter Terrace. The 75, on the other hand, that I was thinking of that. I did think of that for a while. Having a 75 having a 75 come back would be cool at the same time, because it's like, all right, you got another service down Court Street. 57 don't have to do all that long ass traveling shit like it did before. A terminal for the 75. It could be the same thing as the 77. I mean, it can work itself out in the end, because it's like, okay, it's the 75 and 77 meet up at 9th Street, and it could be like a B82, B83 type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how it was back in the day when the 83 before it went to Spring Creek, Gateway Mall and stuff like that. It could be like that. But yeah, it's one of those points. I mean, I'm just like drawing things as we go along with the 75, but as far as like the 71, because I've been thinking a lot about that, and I've seen a post recently about that too, about the 71. That's crossed my mind a lot. I say yes, bring that sumbitch back, because like that was one cool ride. I ain't gonna lie. Like a lot of Jackie, I mean, I can easily sit here and say like every Jackie Gleason route is the shit. I mean, you know, even that crazy ass 35 is like really cool to me. So, you know, and the 71 was no exception to that. Like, I love seeing a 71, even like when it was rare to see. Seeing a 71 was like seeing a fucking, like a fucking Mewtwo in fucking like Pokemon fucking, I don't know, like Fire Red or some shit like that. Some weird ass shit. I don't know, like some rare ass shit basically. It was like that. But like when you caught it, it was cool. I mean, the route was just different. I mean, even though back in the day, way back in the day, that was a 65 that ran where the 71 was running. But you know, the 71 itself, it's like this. If you make the 71 come back, you know, the cool thing about that is you could send the 71 straight down to IKEA and have it terminate there like the 61. You could make the 61 terminate at IKEA like it did before when it's going to Queens. Because that is like one hell of a way to get to Queens. I mean, forget it. G train running, shit, you got the B61 right there to, you know, go from IKEA to Queens Plaza. I mean, that route makes so much fucking sense. I mean, I get it. Yeah, downtown Brooklyn's another shopping place, but it's like, yo, to Queens? What? Shoot, a 61, you have a one-seat ride straight to Queens. I mean, I can understand, yeah, the 62, you know, for all those people that's up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't feel like waiting for the 61, but it's like, you know, at least have the 61 do its thing like it used to before, and have the 62 run with the 61, but down to downtown Brooklyn, and then that's it, like how it usually do. But you know, have the 61 do its old thing like it did before, because I'm pretty sure that people at Jackie Gleason want to get paid that extra. So, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 35, you know, I noticed that. Like I know my depot. Like, yo, like they went from the 61 to the 43, because it's like the 43 is a good paying route. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the 61. Like, you know, everybody can tell you that it's not the 61. The 35 and the 61 were like the top two dogs of like freaking Jackie Gleason. And now it's like, you know, especially the 61, because it went to Queens. And now it's like the 61 and going to Queens. It's like, okay, we got a problem here. So everybody just like went and fiend for like the 35 and the 43. And even a 68, because I mean the distance that the 68 goes, but it's not as like power heavy like freaking 43, you know, the 43 and the 35, and especially like how the 61 was. But if the 71 does come back, you know, of course, obviously it's gonna be at Jackie Gleason. That's Jackie's route. Like you know, just like everything that runs from like Red Hook down is like just Jackie Gleason itself. But you know, have the 71 start, of course, in Crown Heights, and then just go to IKEA. Just like let it go via Van Brunt and just go to IKEA, and that's a good turning point for the 71 as well. Because there's a lot of space for the 71 to, you know, to park extra buses or whatever the case may be. Or like Red Hook there's space back there. I mean, you know, that's the thing. Like, there's a whole bunch of space back there. If you need to park a bus, it's like, yo, put it to the side of the road, or just park it like freaking, you know, on Bear Street. You know, just some crazy ass shit. I mean, you have space back there, or put it in a parking lot for Christ's sake. Some shit like that. I mean, that would be some ill ass shit to see an MTA bus in the parking lot at IKEA. That'd be some funny ass shit. Because, you know, that's like some G type of shit. But I mean, this is this is Jackie Gleason we're talking about. But yeah, so I mean, as you guys know, of course, Jackie Gleason is actually one of my absolute favorite depots of all time in New York City. That is my top favorite depot. If you thought it was Castleton, I mean, trust me, I got much love for Castleton. I mean, Castleton is my shit. Don't get me wrong. But you know, and I was born in Castleton, and I was raised, you know, a little bit by Castleton at the same time too. But Jackie Gleason is where I got like my wings, like where I like got my wings in transit, and like pretty much like you know, I'm you know, between both Castleton and Jackie Gleason. Like Jackie Gleason, especially Jackie Gleason, is where, you know, that's of course home for me. You know, as a definite, the same way Castleton is. So, but Jackie Gleason is my all-time favorite depot in New York City. Like that goes without saying. And you know, Adam could say the same exact thing too if he was sitting here with me. So, but yeah, I mean, for a fact, you know, that would be like really, really cool to have the 71. And a lot of people would probably agree with me on that too. The 71 and the 61 going down Van Brunt Street to what you call it, to IKEA. You know, and of course, you know, don't have the, and I know MTA, you're gonna do this thing where you're gonna have the 71 turn on Columbia Street. Don't do that. Do not do that. I mean, please, I'm begging you, don't do that. Um, let it go down, straight down. I mean, all the way down to the back end where Van Brunt Street starts, and then let it turn down. That's where you don't have to cause a whole traffic dilemma when a bus is trying to like turn from like some crazy ass place like Sackett Street and then turn down Columbia Street. That would be so stupid. Just make it go straight down Van Brunt and let it do its thing from there. Like, let it turn on Union Street to go up, and let it turn from Sackett Street down to down Van Brunt and go straight down Van Brunt all the way to IKEA. Let it do that. So that's like my plan for the 71. If I was, you know, doing my thing for the 71. For the 61, you guys already know my plan. Send that bitch back to freaking Queens from IKEA. I mean, that is the best thing you could possibly do, is send that bitch to IKEA, because holy crap, when it comes to that damn 9th Street Bridge, good lord, does it take the 61 forever to get over that. Because it's like, yo, if anything happens on that bridge, we are all fucked. So it's like, at the same time, you know, and I know my people from Red Hook usually say screw that crap and then walk through the projects to get to Spit the 9th Street, just catch the train. And I don't blame you guys. You know, it's because it's like when the bridge is up, traffic, I will tell you now, traffic is all the way backed up from 9th Street all the way backed up from 9th Street. Then it goes back to Clinton Street. Then it goes up Clinton Street all the way up to freaking Lorraine Street, and then Lorraine Street's backed up all the way till you get to Dwight. Once you get to Dwight Street, that's when it's like clear. But like when you're going towards the bridge and the bridge is up, trust you me when I say there's traffic all the way from that. I mean, that's like pretty much the problem here is like that bridge with the 60. That's the reason why you have problems on the 61 now, because of that. So I know I'm not supposed to be, you know, giving too much before the review comes out, because you know me. I'm like, when I give the review, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm giving you that whole scoop, but I'm just giving you a solid good taste before you get that shit. But that's one of the major issues right now in the 61 is that bridge. So I'm like, if you had the 77, a whole separate route, you don't have to deal with all of that. Like, basically, it's like this, you know, this because we all know how the 77 runs. And it's like, you know, at the same time, you know, we all know how the 77 used to be at the same time as well, and where it goes to. So, and having a 71 terminate over at IKEA and having a 61 terminate at IKEA is really, really cool. You know, both of them are out of Jackie Gleason. If you want to do a split between Jackie Gleason and Grand on the 61, I do not mind that, because holy shit, RTS is on the 61. I fully welcome that shit. Trust you me, I fully welcome that shit. I mean, man, what? But at the same time, what you call it? Having a 71 and 61 terminal over there, it's like pretty freaking cool. Having a 77 go from Coffee Street, you know, the back where it used to be, all the way in the back. You know, it's like, you know, you do get people that come from back that way. So it's like having a 77 terminate where it used to be, of course, is the best idea. Like, there's like truly is the best idea. It's really cool having a 77 go back there, and you know, and everything was, you know, fully functional, because of course I was out there, so I'm like, you know, everything was fully functional the way it was when 61 was IKEA, and then freaking 77 was going in the back. So, you know, having that route come back is like really, really cool, and it's really, really good for Red Hook itself, because it's like, you know, when the 77 was running, it was like, you know, we all knew what time the 77 was coming. Now you have like this whole, you know, because I know, of course, yes, Red Hook is a booming community. It's still booming after all these years. Slowly booming, but it's still booming. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the way the impact, because this is like each bus has an impact to it, and like that's like a major lifeline to a neighborhood. And the 61, of course, we all knew was like it's still a huge lifeline to Red Hook in itself. So it's like, you know, having that over at Van Brunt kind of made everything easier. Like, instead of making it go down Lorraine, because now it's like you have everybody at Lorraine Street waiting for the bus, and it's like, yo, 61's got to go through all this, you know, loop-de-loo, and then all of a sudden back out at freaking, you know, it's just ridiculous. Like, just let the 61 do its thing from Van Brunt straight back up to downtown and Queens. There you go. That's it. Um, and then what is it? The 71. Let the 71 go from Crown Heights down to IKEA. Let 77 come back from Coffee Street, pass through IKEA, then go straight to Winter Terrace. Have the 75 come back and let it run with the 77. And stupid 50 ass. I was about to say 50 ass 7. Stupid. I mean, I guess if you want to call it that, the 50 ass 7. The stupid 50 ass 7. If you want to keep it up at downtown, that'd be great as well. Because it's like, holy shit, that freaking bus. What the fuck? I mean, when it's there, it's good because it just goes straight down Court Street. You don't have to do that whole roundabout shit like the fucking, like the fucking 61 with that whole Columbia Street, then, you know, IKEA, then go around IKEA, then go back through Lorraine just to get to Lorraine, Columbia. It's like, no, stop. It's like, you know, the 57 does that in itself, which is great. But, you know, the 75, I would say, you know, because a lot of people do take the, I mean, I can see, you know, I do admit the fact that this 57 does carry from, you know, downtown to Red Hook, of course, that's a given. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the amount of traffic that bus has to go through on Court and Smith Street is ridiculous. So, I mean, you know, the 75 in itself was really, really good. I mean, you know, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't the best. I mean, especially when it came to timing, holy shit. But the 57, as it stands now, it really ain't no better. Probably even a little bit worse than the 75. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, things are the way they are now. You know, I don't blame the MTA for making the moves that they made. You know, desperate times call for desperate measures, of course. You know, because, you know, budget cuts was like ridiculous and shit. So, but you know, as far as like Jackie Gleason routes are concerned, you know, those, especially with Red Hook, it's like, yo, Red Hook, I mean, there's a certain way you have to like make things, you know, run in Red Hook. It's not, you know, it's not easy with Red Hook. Like Red Hook is, and I know Red Hook, you know, in itself, because I'm like, of course I was raised there. So I was like, of course I'm gonna know that. And the thing is, you know, with Red Hook, it's like you need service. I mean, it's one of those areas that you desperately need service like that. And you know, I mean, of course, Red Hook is a small area. Don't get me wrong. You know, you could easily walk wherever you need to go in Red Hook. I mean, that's a given. But you know, you got to think of like all the senior citizens getting there, all of the new people that don't know Red Hook like that, because you know, Red Hook's still that area. You know, that's still pure New York City, especially by the projects. So you already know. But you know, it's one of those areas where you definitely do need bus service. I mean, just not even bus service, just service in general. Because you know, that's a problem. That's a huge issue, is that, and a lot of people aren't having it. And you know how I mean, MTA, you guys directly know exactly how Red Hook is. I mean, it's that bad. So I'm like, if you really are trying to like really make a way for people like that, then, you know, if you're going there, if you're going our way, then you might as well put the damn 61 where it need to be. Bring 71 back, and the 77, let it do its thing. 75, I mean, I can understand if you don't want to bring the 75 back. If you don't need, like, not to say if you want to, but if you don't need to, then I totally understand that. I totally get it, because the 57, of course, we got the 57 doing its thing, sure. Yes. But the thing is with 9th Street, I mean, I'm looking at 9th Street in itself because I know how 9th Street is, and that shit, it does carry. 9th Street does carry a lot of people, and half those people, you know, they're not going to take a train, they're going to take the bus. They're going to take the bus in downtown, or they're going to take the bus into Court Street or something like that, and they don't feel like transferring from 9th Street. So, I mean, and a lot of people, believe it or not, there was a crap ton of people that did ride the 75, and you know, it kind of really you know, shot that down for everybody over there. So it's like they have to take that long ass trip on the 61 just to get to downtown. Either that or take the train over there. But if the train ain't running, then it's like, well, shit. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's a really big toss up is the 75. But you know, if anything, that whole Gleason Square you know, where Red Hook was surrounded by that Jackie Gleason square, the 71, 61, 75, 77, 75. You know, that shit was just like, it was key for Red Hook to, you know, keep pushing. Like, that was key for Red Hook itself. But you know, if that's not the case, I mean, you know, and I mean, and again, it's 57. Of course, I know you guys got that shit going to freaking IKEA. But you know, if you do have the 57 go, if you're really dead set on a 57, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people's not. Like, of course, if you guys sent that shit to like Winter Terrace, some shit like that, of course, or if you guys ended that shit at where the 77 used to end, which was at 10th Street and 5th Avenue, if you guys did that for the 57, then well, I mean, I can understand that. I can see that. I mean, if you guys are really dead set on keeping a 57 around, going down that way. But I mean, honestly, the 75 was a little bit better than the 57. Honestly, I mean, that's just. I mean, it's not even just me. That's just Red Hook itself telling you guys that. I mean, I'm just the spokesperson. What am I? You know, I'm basically the messenger. Just don't shoot the messenger, basically. But yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's all I gotta say on that. You know, I don't want to pretty much like, you know, ruin your taste buds for the Jackie Gleason Depot review. So I mean, that's pretty much it on my end. But again, thank you guys so much. You know, I'm still working on the Jackie Gleason Depot. You guys already know that. Working on Jackie review. Got the L coming through. We got the E coming through. And I got another review coming up. You know, just so this way you guys know that I'm still working hard on like a lot of other shit. Because you know, you guys got that 8 and 9 out of freaking nowhere. So you know, like that. The next major review, of course, is the L, then the E, and Jackie Gleason, you know, on the bus side, and then you know, just a couple of others that I'm uploading at the same time as well, that I had to re-edit and upload at the same time too. Spring Creek, I know, got taken down because of the music, but I mean, that Depot theme is like the best for Spring Creek. I'm sorry, I mean, there's nothing. Party ain't a party, the shit for Spring Creek. I mean, damn it. I mean, if I gotta put that shit up on my freaking website, you know, then screw it. If that's the only place you guys can see it. But you know, of course, you guys know I'm not just about, you know, because you know, you guys know I make bread off of this shit that I do. But you know, I mean, of course, I'm always here for you guys' entertainment and shit like that. So you know, I will definitely let that one pass no matter what. Fuck that. but yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching, of course. And again, yeah, you know, that's my take on the whole that basically the routes for Jackie Gleason. So thank you guys so much. You know, this is Knuckles of the Super Celery Brothers telling you to stand clear of the closing doors.